Hello, everybody! I just filmed my tea vlog and I'm all jacked up on tea and caffeine and I'm ready to go. Today, I am reviewing Justice League. Dun-dun-dun. I'm just gonna come out and say it, just cut right to the chase. I am one of the many people, who's not on the DC train, the movies thing right now. So Justice League is a thing that I really wasn't excited about. I was kind of dreading going to see it. It just didn't look good. Everything leading up to it didn't look good, except Wonder Woman. Wonder Woman was fire. But just everything about this movie and the way that we got here and I was not excited about it. I couldn't get excited about it, which is really upsetting because we have a Justice League movie. How long have we been waiting for this and wanting a Justice League movie? It's like a dream come true for DC fans. This isn't something we should be mad about. And it's unfortunate that that's what happened. And don't get me wrong, there are a lot of people who were really excited about this movie and really into Batman v Superman and all that stuff, which is great. Good for you. I'm happy for you. I hated it.
Damn, it feels good to be a gangster.
But, not gonna lie, I didn't hate this movie. I actually kinda liked it. Now, I didn't love this film. It had a lot of problems, but I had fun watching it. I said it. So Justice League takes place in a world where Batman and Wonder Woman are trying to find the rest of the superheroes and weirdly gifted humans all around the world so that they can unite and form this League of Justice. Because Superman is dead. Spoiler if you haven't seen Batman v Superman, but where you been? And so the world is totally vulnerable to alien invasion, which is exactly what's happening because Steppenwolf is here leading this alien invasion, trying to take over the world, as villains do. So Batman and Wonder Woman join forces and try and gather all of these people together. They get the Flash, they get Cyborg, and thus the Justice League is born. Now, I will say Steppenwolf is not the most exciting villain. I feel like he's a very cookie cutter comic book villain in this film. It's a very predictable thing. It's just there's this guy trying to take over the world with alien bug things. Standard cookie cutter comic book movie thing, which is fine. They're all like that. They're all the same when you really think about it. And at first that didn't really bother me that much, but it does bother me because we had Doomsday in Batman v Superman. This is so ass backwards. Superman shouldn't have died then. Batman v Superman shouldn't have even happened then because it doesn't make sense now. That should have happened after Justice League or just not where it happened. It was first. It shouldn't have been first. Technically Man of Steel was first, but who gives a fuck about that movie? Everything in this series is just completely scrambled around and they just threw all these movie ideas into a bucket and shook it up and just pulled out the first one that came out and they're oh, let's do this next. Oh, let's do this next. And it doesn't make any sense. It's they're just rushing to the finish line. This movie, it didn't need to happen now. It could have happened way later. They could have built up to it. They could have made a Flash movie and a Cyborg movie or just literally anything. They could have even made a standalone Batman film. Not that we really need that, but I always need more Batman. I like Ben Affleck as Batman. I do. I'm not one of those people who's oh, Ben Affleck sucks as Batman. I think he's actually pretty good as an older Bruce Wayne. I'm kind of into it. I wasn't at first, but I like it. I think he can do it. Though in this movie, I just feel they didn't know how to write Batman. Every word that came out of his mouth, I was who are you? They don't know who he is. There were 5 different versions of Batman in this movie. Batman is the leader of the Justice League. He's the guy. He does all the things. He's dad of Justice League. But in this movie, he was not. It was Cyborg was doing a lot of things. He was taking care of a lot of shit. Wonder Woman was pulling Batman along come on Bruce, we gotta form the Justice League. And Batman was just whatever. I want to be alone and brood all by myself. I hate the world. I am cynical and have no personality. Batman has personality. Batman's kind of funny sometimes. Batman's a leader. Batman cares about everybody. Yes, Batman wants to be alone and brood sometimes a lot, but not all the time. And the line that I just wish didn't exist because it was in the trailer and it annoyed me then, and I saw it in the movie and it still annoyed me. It will always annoy me. I hate it. Barry Allen turns to Bruce Wayne. He says, "What are your superheroes again?" And Batman just turns and goes, "I'm rich." Batman would never say that. Batman would never say that. Batman would never say that. They just wanted to throw in some comedy and they didn't know how to do it. So they were let's just say this. It's fine. No one will care. I care. But it's fine. It's okay. It's good. Moving on. Those are the only things that really bothered me. The film itself wasn't bad. It was just all the stuff around the film, leading up to the film. Batman, not great. Steppenwolf, not great. But the Justice League, as characters and like as a concept, actually executed pretty well. Like, I was a little bit scared that because we were being introduced to all these new characters, that it would just be like this jumbled mess of origin stories and getting a little bit of everyone, but not really getting anything. But I actually feel like it was very well balanced and very well paced. We got a lot from Cyborg. I was actually really expecting Cyborg to just be super lame, like thrown into the mix just to be there kind of thing. But I like empathized with him. I learned a lot about him. I really enjoyed everything about him. I thought he was pretty cool. I liked his personality. Wonder Woman was amazing as always. I think she was better and more entertaining in her standalone film, but I still think she was great in this movie. Ezra Miller as Barry Allen. Oh my god. I've been really excited about this pretty much since it was announced because I love Ezra Miller. I love him. I've seen every movie he's ever been in. I don't know what it is with this guy. I just love him. So good. He was just so perfect and all of his lines were so great. And he was just like this cute, innocent little guy thrown into the Justice League, not really knowing what to do about anything. And did feel very similar to Peter Parker being thrown into the Avengers. But like, it's not really their fault that it happened first. It's just the way that it worked. So without thinking about that, without comparing the two, I think this was done really well. I loved everything about him. I loved that we got some backstory with him. We got to see him with his dad. We got like just enough of everyone's story to know who they are. Same with Aquaman. We got to see a little window into his world and into his life and see what he's doing and what's going on with him. And that was really cool. And I was pretty into it. I feel like I want more from him. I feel like if any character was a little bit lacking, it was him. And I can't even really put my finger on what exactly it was. I just wanted a little bit more. I'm excited to see the extended director's cut whenever that happens. Maybe I'll like it more, who knows? But honestly, what I think saved this film is Joss Whedon. Hear me out. Zack Snyder shot and directed most of this film, and then terrible, horrible family tragedy occurred, as I'm sure everyone knows at this point. And he couldn't do the rest of the film, so Joss Whedon came in to finish the film, do some reshoots, just sort of tidy it up and tie all the loose ends together. And I feel like he really saved this film. There are a lot of moments in this film that feel very Whedon, like you can see his hands all over it. And they're some of the greatest moments of the film. I feel like a lot of the comedy and lightheartedness he threw in there because Zack Snyder is unfortunately just never very good at that. Very dark and just meh. And I just feel like all things considered, while it did feel like a weird jumbled mess of two directors' concept smushed together, I think it relatively worked. I think Whedon was able to tidy up a lot of the stuff that Snyder did, and I think that because he was jumping into a project that was already mostly done, he wasn't going to put too much into it because he also has a history of doing that. So it was like they both helped each other out in a way. And I think that's really interesting how well that worked. Also, Superman. They finally got his colors right. Zack Snyder, like, dude, I know you love your like desaturated, dark, gritty film look thing that you got going on in all your films, but Superman is bright blue and bright red. He's not this weird navy gray with this muted red-ish gray like he had in Man of Steel and Batman v Superman. In this movie, he's like the correct colors. Yay, Zack Snyder, you figured it out. Like this, honestly, when Superman shows up, and don't tell me that's a spoiler, because you all know Superman's coming back. You know, when he shows up, that was the first time in this DC universe where I was like, fucking Superman's here, because it was awesome. I got chills. I was excited. I thoroughly enjoyed watching this movie. There were moments in this movie where I was really excited. I got chills. I was just like, yeah. And I didn't feel that in any of the other DC films except Wonder Woman. And I'm really happy that this movie made me feel that way. I am so happy. Anyways, I think that's everything I wanted to say. Let me know if you guys saw Justice League. Let me know in the comments what you thought about it, because I feel like there are a lot of mixed reviews for this movie. I'm still very in the middle about it. I'm gonna give it a 3 out of 5. And I honestly feel like I just need to watch it again, because the entire time I was just so in shock that I didn't hate it, that was all I was thinking about. So I need to watch it again knowing exactly what it is and really get a feel for it. But right now, I'm gonna say 3 out of 10 because while there were some great moments, there were also some not so great moments. Didn't really like Batman, didn't really like the plot itself, which is kind of eh. But when the Justice League was together and fighting, it felt right, it felt awesome, I loved everything. So I'm in the middle. I'm right here. This is where I am. So let me know what you guys thought about Justice League. I'll probably go see it again. Feel free to follow me on Twitter, and I'm gonna talk about it and tell you guys what I thought about it the second time, because I don't know. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. I am Steph Koza, and I will see you next time. Bye.